After noticing his dad's secret visits to their neighbor's house every evening, a suspicious teenager decides to break into her home. However, what he discovers inside shocks him to the core and completely alters his perception of his father. Ryan, a 15-year-old, along with his parents, have always yearned for a life filled with adventure, happiness, and travel. However, their middle-class income has never quite matched their aspirations and barely suffices to meet their daily needs. Ryan's dad Derek taught math in a local school, and his mom Reese was a homemaker. So every dime came from Derek's hard work and even long hours of overtime. But nothing seemed enough. However, Ryan and his mom's hearts yearned for the day they would visit the magical Disneyland and the romantic streets of Paris. Unfortunately, it was a dream that was out of reach for the Barry family. While Ryan's parents were lost in their never-ending financial worries, another distraction soon arrived in the form of their new neighbor, a gorgeous young woman who moved to the end of the block. Little did this family know how this new addition to their neighborhood would shake their humble existence to its very core. One day, Reese and her neighbor were marching across the aisles of the grocery store when they noticed the new neighbor, a pretty brunette with freckles and square-frame glasses. "Have you heard about that new lady on the block?" Reese's neighbor whispered. "I heard her name is Mia. She never talks to anyone and is always locked up inside her house. Don't you think it's strange? Nobody around here knows what's going on in her house." "Yeah, I have seen her only at the store. She seems young and good-looking. No wonder the men on our block keep hitting on her all the time. But the fact that she's mostly holed up in her house, that's odd," said Reese, as she couldn't help but feel strange about this mysterious newcomer and what the secretive woman's life was like behind closed doors. A few weeks passed since Mia moved into the neighborhood. People never stopped talking about her behind her back, but she was not bothered. Despite her reclusive nature, the men in the neighborhood would try their luck to catch her attention. She was breathtakingly gorgeous, and all men, married and bachelors, fell for Mia. But for some reason, the woman never talked to anyone and avoided even if someone struck up a conversation with her. However, to everyone's shock, only Derek managed to talk to Mia one day when he noticed her struggling to carry heavy grocery bags from the store. He helped her carry the bags home, much to Reese's shock and suspicion of his sudden interest in the mysterious good-looking woman. With time, Reese's mind was haunted and consumed by jealousy, and her son Ryan noticed the tense atmosphere at home. Several weeks passed, and the tension in the Barry family grew. Reese's frustration was on the verge of boiling over, and she lost it completely when Derek started coming home later than usual, exhausted and drained. "What's with this new habit of coming home so damn late?" Reese fumed at Derek, her voice stinging with annoyance. Derek could see the anger etched on her face, and he also knew that he had some serious explaining to do. "Darling, I told you, I have to work overtime at school," said Derek. "Overtime? I don't think it's helping us in any way cause you don't seem to bring in more money." Reese lashed out. "Honey, not now, all right? I'm already tired. And I promise everything will be fine soon, trust me." And the heated arguments between Reese and him reached new heights with each passing day. Ryan was worried about his parents constantly quarreling at home. He couldn't quite put his finger on the fact that his mother's jealousy had taken a deep root in her mind. He tried his best to reassure her that everything would be fine and even convinced her that his dad was indeed working hard for them. But nothing changed, nor did it stop Reese from suspecting Derek. The weight of his parents' arguments started taking a toll on Ryan, especially when he once eavesdropped on yet another heated argument. The boy's heart sank when he heard his mother accusing his father of infidelity. "I know something is going on between you and that Mia," Reese yelled, her voice trembling with emotions. Ryan couldn't believe his ears. His mom's accusations were so harsh and didn't make any sense, considering his dad had helped Mia just once. Ryan was upset about his mom's sudden outburst on his father and that she would go to such nasty lengths over a simple interaction between his dad and Mia. "Mom needs to stop feeling jealous about that lady," thought Ryan. But the following evening, Ryan saw something else he could have never imagined unfold right before his alarmed eyes, just outside his bedroom window. To his horror, it confirmed his mother's worst fears. "Dad? What's he doing in Mia's house?" Ryan was stunned when he saw Derek sneaking into the young neighbor's house as he shut the door behind him. Ryan was so shocked and couldn't shake off the feeling that his father was hiding something from the family. Dad said he has overtime in school. What's he doing in Mia's house? Ryan whispered, staring at Mia's faintly visible house from his bedroom window. He knew this was unusual, and Derek was supposed to be at work now. Ryan's heart raced with a string of haunting thoughts about what his dad could be doing behind the closed doors of Mia's house.
Also, if you've not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell to get inspired by these animal stories every day. Now, back to the story.
Later that evening, Derek returned home, tired as usual, and told Reese he had overtime. "I know that it's a lie, Dad. What were you doing in that woman's house?" Ryan thought to himself as he stole away from his dad's eyes. He knew it would blow up at home if he told his mother about seeing his dad sneaking into Mia's house, so Ryan decided to figure out the truth before taking things to his mom. The next evening, he waited at his bedroom window, and shockingly enough, Ryan saw his dad sneaking into Mia's house around the same time. When Ryan saw his dad creeping into Mia's house that whole week, he sensed something was really wrong. He also knew his dad couldn't keep the secret forever and didn't want to assume that he was cheating on his mom. But the very thought of Derek visiting Mia in the evenings without anybody's knowledge told him otherwise. So, one evening, Ryan secretly followed his dad to find out what was going on in Mia's house. "There he is! I knew it! She was waiting for him, and she knew he'll be back from work now," Ryan exclaimed as he crept behind a wall right beneath the living room of Mia's house. He saw the lady escorting his dad to the bedroom as she slammed the door shut behind them. "That's it. I gotta stop them." "Dad, I can't believe you would do this," fumed Ryan as he burst into Mia's house through the garage and ran after his dad, blocking his way. "Dad, stop right there. How could you do this to Mom?" As Derek turned round, his face turned chalk white with shock. "Ryan, what are you doing here? How did you get in?" Derek was startled. But Ryan couldn't take his eyes off the scene before his alarmed eyes, and his heart raced as he tried to make sense of what he was seeing. "Who is she?" the shocked boy asked his dad, pointing inside the bedroom. Not in a million dreams did Ryan expect to see something like that, and his eyes gushed with tears. As Derek looked at Ryan, he realized he had a lot of explaining to do, and he started by first introducing the girl in the bedroom as Sarah, Mia's disabled daughter. "Sweetie, Sarah is my new student. She had a terrible accident some months ago and is unable to walk. She attends online classes but has difficulty with math. So I was tutoring her every evening for extra money," explained Derek. "Ryan," he added softly as he squeezed the boy's shoulder with a reassuring touch. "I know what you might be thinking. I should have told you and Mom earlier. It was confusing and upsetting, but you should know why I didn't tell you guys." And then Derek revealed that he had been giving Sarah private tuition every day to earn extra money to surprise Reese and his son with a dream trip to Paris. Ryan was shell-shocked and guilty of suspecting his father. Tears streamed down his face as he hugged Derek tightly and apologized for jumping to conclusions about him. "I'm sorry, Dad," Ryan cried. "I shouldn't have doubted you. And I won't tell Mom about what I saw, okay? Let's not spoil the surprise." And with that, Ryan and his father hatched another plan to surprise Reese on her birthday 2 months later, guessing little of what was in store for them. "I'm tired of your lies. Derek, you told me you had extra classes, but I just found out from a friend that you'd left school early." Reese blew up on Derek when he lied about overtime again. Only this time, Ryan sprang to his father's rescue and took his mother aside to calm her down. "Mom, you're overthinking. I'm sure your friend must have confused someone else with Dad. And why would he lie to us? I trust Dad, okay? And I want you to trust him too, for my sake. Believe me, Mom, or you'll regret it later." Reese shakily agreed, and as the days fleeted by, she stopped doubting Derek. Meanwhile, Ryan joined forces with his father and helped him teach Sarah. He would sit with her and read books to her, and they even played board games together. As days passed, Sarah and Ryan became friends, and Ryan realized how lonely the girl had been since her accident. But things were changing for the better. With Derek and Ryan's help, Sarah was getting better and slowly regained her strength to walk. Derek couldn't help but feel grateful that he and his son had been a part of the girl's recovery, and he knew it was time to reveal the surprise to Reese as her birthday was approaching. As the family sat down for dinner one evening, Derek put 3 flight tickets on the table and announced they would all be flying to Paris in a week. Reese was shocked as tears gushed into her eyes. "Honey, are you serious? Are we going to Paris? But you told me we can't afford it." "Mom, I told you Dad's a gem. He worked really hard for that money, and you'll be surprised if I told you that he helped me and his daughter with math tuition every evening after work to take us on our dream trip to Paris." Reese's eyes welled up with tears when Ryan and Derek revealed the truth to her. Tears streaming down her face, Reese exclaimed, "How could you keep this from me?" "I'm so sorry, honey. I love you." She realized that her jealousy and suspicion had been unwarranted and apologized to Derek. Later that evening, she visited Mia and apologized to her as well. From that moment on, everything changed for the Barry family and Mia. They developed a close friendship and enjoyed each other's company. Mia's daughter, Sarah, was particularly happy as she loved having people around. It was a significant change in her life after seeing her mother move on and find joy again. As it turned out, Sarah had lost her father in the same car crash that left her disabled. Mia was devastated by the loss and had sold her mansion to move to a quieter neighborhood to grieve. As the sun disappeared behind the orange-tinged clouds, Ryan felt grateful for everything that had transpired. He had gained a deeper understanding of himself, his family, and the significance of trust and kindness.